Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me first off apologize for the poor quality of the video. I had to really jack things down to make sure that it was a size that I could actually upload to YouTube. Looks like 100 people, well, at least 100 posts, asking questions. So for those of you who asked a question, if I miss one, forgive me. It's a lot to keep track of, but let's just get right into it. So let's see, have I ever played RuneScape? No, I have not. Do I think weed should be legalized? I think pretty much any drug should be legalized to a point. I think you're not truly free until you can put anything you want to in your body and be able to do pretty much whatever you want to your own body. Ultimately, though, I understand some of the reasons for legalization. Something like weed necessarily should not be illegal. I don't smoke it, but I don't see the point in it being illegal. I've never drank or never done illicit drugs, nor am I interested in it, but I do see the point. And I don't see a point in legalizing it. It doesn't seem to help. Harder drugs, heroin probably, cocaine. I'm not qualified to make that judgment. But ultimately, they should be acquirable, and I don't think people should rot the rest of their lives for finding those drugs and using them. Am I in a relationship? No. Not currently looking or interested. Was my last relationship close to about a year ago, like 8 months. Would I marry the girl I am dating right now if I'm dating one? I will never get married. I know, seriously, I'm not top of the line or list, but yeah, marriage, not for someone like me. And that's not anything to do with the size. It's just not something I think really appeals to me as a person. It wouldn't have from an early age. I made that decision. If a male goat is a ram and a donkey is an ass, why is a ram in the ass a goose? Why is not... okay. Do you have a major goal in life, something you want to get or do that takes the majority of your life to earn? I always wanted to be famous, and that's rapidly happening through YouTube to a point. Enough people know my name to where I'm excited about it. How come in every video you never have a shirt on? Sometimes I just don't bother putting a shirt on before I record a video. Simple as that. In your last question video, I asked if you grew up with a strong father figure in my life, and obviously I answered no to that. Have I ever questioned how this impacted my life? Of course I have. But for a lot of people, I know a few folks who grew up without a father figure, and I think it severely, detrimentally impacted their lives. And I think surely it affected me in negative ways, but not in the same negative ways as I see in most people. Have you ever felt any void or wanting for a father figure in your life? Yeah, of course. That seems like something everybody else has that I didn't get to have. So, of course, that's going to leave me feeling a little empty. But, life sucks. Sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you, right? So you roll with it. I love your vids. I haven't seen all of them. Here are my questions. What were you like in high school, and how did people treat you? I was pretty much, as you imagine, an outcast for the first half of high school. Second half, I kind of came a little more into my own. I didn't like the people I went to high school with, and I made that very clear, and I think rapidly once they learned that, they kind of stayed away from me. For the most part, I got ridiculed for my size in high school, but I was in the band, and I really enjoyed the band. I enjoyed the people that were in it. Enjoyed my teachers there. Some of the teachers there sucked. Some of the teachers there were great. I guess just your average high school experience. And I was certainly a nerd in high school. And I wasn't the person now. I wasn't out of my shell as much as I am now. Though I did go to a pre-collegiate program called Upward Bound. There I met my first girlfriend. There I was among a lot of people that were more intelligent and much more compatible with me. And I really came into my own, I think, through that program. Do you sometimes have physical pain due to your weight? Pretty much all the time. It's uncomfortable being a big guy. It's bad on the knees, it's bad on the back. It's difficult doing some of the things you guys take for granted every day, shopping and moving around. But it's part of the process. What has been your most embarrassing experience? There's been dozens. I don't really think of it coming to mind. I think probably one time I went to the hospital and I was mostly unconscious, and they had to put a catheter into my area. and I was awake for that, and that was very embarrassing, having these two nurses work on me to put a catheter in me. And then the next day, once I was feeling much better, the doctor actually took it out at my request, and it worked pretty well. But that was also really embarrassing. Um, and how tall am I? I'm 6 foot. 6 foot. Well, no, sorry, about 5'10" actually. Could you please tell me what your political beliefs are? I've covered this several times before, but I'll cover it again. I'm very much a libertarian. That is not a liberal. I'm not left-wing. I don't necessarily believe in big government or socialization or communism or anything along that lines. What I do care more for is small government, government staying out of our business, letting us lead our lives. I believe there are necessary evils when it comes to government, like protecting our country and protecting our streets and building the streets themselves. And I understand taxation is an important part of that. But beyond that infrastructure that's absolutely necessary, I think the law should back out as far as it is possible and still keep the country going. Did I ever go to summer camp? Let's see. I went to 4-H camp when I was a kid. Actually really enjoyed it. I went by lip syncing a Weird Al song, "Eat It," which is funny. I know. I won a contest and went to 4-H because of that. And then in high school, I went to that pre-collegiate program I called Upward Bound. We stayed on campus. I was 15, and it was a lot of fun. I met my first girlfriend. So yeah, I recommend any kid who ever wanted to go to any type of camp or any type of 6 weeks to get out of your parents' house thing to do it immediately. My cousin just showed me their school textbooks, and because I'm incredibly bored, so I just want to know if you can pass the 7th grade. Yeah, I could probably pass it. What is the name of the Prime Minister of New Zealand? Don't know, don't care. It's not necessarily information for me to have. What is the name of the dictator of North Korea? And that Kim Jong-il, I think. Or is that, I don't even really know my Koreas. What is 5 parentheses 2x plus 6? Well, if I don't know what x is, I can't tell you. What is the term for 3.14? That's pi. 3.142. I used to know more digits into it. One day you'll probably get a girlfriend, or just imagine you have one. What if you get cheated on? Would you give her another chance? Do you believe in second chances? Do you believe that people can change? Thanks. Let's see, I don't really talk about it too terribly much in these videos, but about a year ago I was dating a girl who did cheat on me at probably the worst possible time. I did give her a second chance. It was the second time in my life that a girl had cheated on me. It was also the second time in my life that I had given a girl a chance, a second chance. Both times did not work out, and I think it's very, very, very difficult, and you have to very, very, very much care for the person, have them very much care for you to work it out. So, yes, honestly, if a girl cheated on me in the future, it would just be an immediate sayonara. I think it's probably always the best way to go. But I do know I have one friend, for example, who I don't think knows about these YouTube channels. But if you're listening, dude, hi, you know who I'm talking about. Whose girlfriend did cheat on him, and 6 months or a year later, they did get back together, and it worked out pretty well for them. So I think maybe it's just my personal experiences. I can't let that shit go. If your girlfriend cheated on you, oh yeah, okay, that's the same question you just asked. Do I believe that people can change? Certainly people can change. One psychologist wrote a book, I can't remember the name, but he said that by the time you're 21 years of age, you pretty much had most, or if not all of the personality traits you would have for the rest of your life, which is interesting to me. But he went on to say, or she, whoever, went on to say that people can change, but it takes a very, very active effort. Otherwise, you will remain that person from 21 years of age, pretty much to death, barring mitigating circumstances or the choice to change. So yeah, people can change. It's just they have to put a lot of effort into it, and most people aren't interested in that kind of effort. If I was to make you a legal adult website with ad banners in a way that I could charge from it, would I? How much would you charge? Used to, back when I did that for a living, it would run you anywhere between $300 and $500. Depends on how many pages. Depends on the design size. Depends on whether or not I can outsource somebody to do your graphics, that kind of thing. So really, I would have to get with you and talk with you more about what you wanted. You know how to contact me, obviously. If I could write a poem about something, what would it be about? What type of poem? I wrote a poem recently, or at least I wrote a version of a type of poem, which you can actually view on my channel if you'd like. Hey man, what have you been up to lately? Haven't seen many videos. How about an update with your situation? I've pretty much been living life. I've been making a little bit of money here and there. I've been hanging out down in my game shop, playing with my friends and having a good time. Well, not my game shop, it's Chris's game shop. I've been recording videos here, been playing a lot of World of Warcraft, the usual stuff. My health seems good. I've been dieting now for about 2 weeks. Me and my roommate have tried to come up with a new eating plan that might help us both lose a little bit of weight. It's more for him, I think, than for me, but both of us hopefully are going to lose some weight. I know actually I have. I've lost about 6 pounds in that 2 weeks, which is slow going, of course, especially with as much as I have to lose. But there's nothing wrong with revitalizing your eating habits and choosing better foods for yourselves, no matter what size you are. So, will I go to heaven or hell after my death? Probably neither, since I don't truly believe neither exist, and since I don't believe in either. If one of them does exist, it would be hell, I guess, because that's where non-believers go or whatever, even if you're a really good person and even if you did good things, according to the Christian Bible, I guess, or maybe I'm misunderstanding the book. Feel free to correct me. But ultimately, I like to think, even if neither of those places do exist, that the energy that makes up my consciousness would continue on to do something in this universe. I really hope for that, or if nothing else, a blink out of existence. The only thing I'm really worried about is I don't want to remember this life. Someone posted I, which is, well, that's not really a question, but I guess I'll answer it anyway with AEIOU. Hey Boogie, my question is, what were you thinking when you made that mango video? Hey, I was thinking there are a lot of people out there who like to see me without my shirt off, or without my shirt on. So those guys would enjoy that video, and then there's the group who's disgusted by that kind of thing and likes to post, oh, you're so fat and so disgusting, and that would give them something to rant about and be angry about. And then I thought it was just kind of goofy and kind of silly. So a lot of the times I'll be sitting here, I'll flip my web camera on, and I'll just do stuff, and some of it makes it to YouTube, some of it doesn't. Most of it doesn't, but that particular video just seemed really stupid to me and funny, and I thought it had a lot of different target demographics. Those of you who view my channel just because they think I'm funny would just find it weird. The haters would find it something easy to hate on. The fat lovers would find plenty of fat in the video, and plus I like mangoes, so why not? Have you ever thought about growing a crazy ZZ Top beard, and if so, please do? Well, it's actually hard for me to grow a mustache at all. I'm lucky to have what little I do have. The beard itself really doesn't seem to get much further than there before it starts breaking off, so I don't think I ever could. And I can't really grow a full beard very comfortably, so that's not, I don't think, really possible. When Conflux came out, a little piece of me died because it sucked so bad. What are your thoughts on that block? I thought Conflux was one of the more powerful sets to come out in a long time. It had a lot of really powerful cards from Martial Coup to Banefire to the Hierarch. I actually really enjoyed the set. I had a good number of rares in it that I've got indexed today. It's an interesting block. It's not one that I really like. I don't really like playing 3, 4, or 5 colors. I really like 1 and 2 color decks. I think they're the most interesting. I think while they can be linear, they're fun to play. And that's where I tend to go. So I enjoyed some of the cards out of Conflux. I'm sorry that you're not enjoying it, but we've only got a few more months till Magic 2010, and just a little while longer until we've got Zendikar on our hands. So I guess 6 months to Zendikar, October. June, July, August, September, October. So 5 months till Zendikar. So just hold on, man, and endure this block while you can. Can I do a roly-poly? Don't know what that is. If I saw you do that, I could die happy. Email me. Tell me what it is. Maybe I'll try to do one for you. Why do I take off my shirt? Because they get dirty, and also sometimes it's warm in the house. Why do you take off your shirt? Am I doing anything this summer? I plan to travel home, see my family if I can. I plan to probably stop a couple of times, maybe once in Memphis, have some barbecue, see my friend Mike Roderick. Hope you're watching this, Mike. Then I probably will stop again in Nashville, just to rest and relax. Try to make a real nice trip of it. and then spend a week at my mom's place, see the old homestead and that kind of thing. That's probably the only vacation I have planned this summer. Though I think I'm going to go to a few Pro Tour qualifiers and maybe to Magic the Gathering Nationals this year, which is up in Kansas City, which is kind of close. What if you're wrong and I wake up skinny? Yeah, I said prior to this video, the question section, I'll probably wake up fat tomorrow. If I woke up skinny, it would be another day. I would probably contact a doctor to make sure it wasn't cancer or something insane that did it. But aside from that, I would just go on about my life. I'd probably take pictures and post it on YouTube and become famous. What do you think about the new volcano burrito from Taco Bell? I don't eat a lot of Taco Bell. When I go to Taco Bell, I get a number 5. Some of you know what that is. That's the two chalupas. I get the Baja beef, you know. They're really good, but I'm not eating that kind of crap right now. I'm trying to stay away from it. What cards or whatever do you got on your wall there by the poster? Let's see if I can get a better shot of those. I guess with the video quality as bad as it is today, yeah, my bed's unmade. There's not even sheets on the beds, but that's some World of Warcraft cards and some Magic the Gathering oversized cards. The World of Warcraft ones came in the starter sets. The Magic the Gathering ones are the box toppers from 9th edition. I got down at the local card shop. I actually like collecting them. Those of you who have a collection of them, feel free to mail me some. I'd like to have more. And you can see them on the wall eventually. If you don't answer my other questions, answer this. What kind of cereal are you eating in the video? Boogie eating cereal in the dark. I'm eating a nut and honey thing that I got at Walmart. I don't know the brand right off the top of my head. Or what's your favorite instance in WoW? Right now I'm really enjoying Ulduar. Of course, it's a lot of fun. But if you're talking non-raid, I'd have to say I really enjoy the Culling of Stratholme. The entire Cavern of Time series is actually really exciting. You guys should look it up if you're not familiar with it. What's my favorite drink? Well, I don't drink alcoholic drinks, so that limits me to other things. I'm a big cherry Coke, vanilla Coke fan. Obviously, I love soda. They say, you know, you are what you eat, and if that's the case, about this top quarter of me here is soda. You do have an iPod, and if you do, can you show it to us? I have an iPod. I'm currently loaning it to my roommate because his MP3 player died. It's just a 40 gig video that my mom got me actually a couple years back as a Christmas present. Other than that, I really listen to a lot of music. When I do, I like to listen to it on my home stereo system. I have a radio set up in my bathroom, so I listen to music there, and I listen to it in my car. But otherwise, you know, I don't really mess around with my iPod too terribly much. Have I ever had a girlfriend? Well, that's a pretty personal question. Yes, I have had several. I've only had 4 really close girlfriends, you know, that I dated for 6 months to a year or more. And then I've dated a handful of other girls besides that. So, yeah, have you ever had a girlfriend, James? Do you roleplay in World of Warcraft? And if what are my views on it? I don't roleplay in World of Warcraft. I have like some hotkeys that I use whenever I do like my engineering stuff. Like when I use my Goblin jumbo cables, I have a little emote where I say, I think this wire goes here and that wire goes there. Well, this may work, you know. I have a little, you know, here, catch this for my heroic throw for my warrior, that kind of thing. But that's for just like running around going, I'm a dwarf and I'm drunk. You know, it's not my cup of tea, but I can see where it's fun. If I were a girl, would you rather be a boy? Well, I am what I am, and that's all that I am, and I'm comfortable being a boy, so I imagine if I was born a girl, I'd be comfortable being a girl. If I was a girl, I'd probably be a lesbian, because, you know, chicks are really attractive. I have a few questions. Have you ever heard of the game Go? If you mean the Japanese board game, which has also been known as Othello, actually, really, I've played Othello, which is a version of it, an Americanized version of it. I never played actual Go, but it seems like a really interesting game. How did I get into Magic? I saw it in a magazine. I think it was called Three Trolls Magazine. Back when I was gaming, playing a lot of role-playing games, and they had an article because the Unlimited Edition was just about to come out. They had scans of the cards and stuff, and I was just like, wow, I have to try this. So I found out there were a few other people on campus. I was in college at the time. A few other people on campus had starter decks. Started asking around. Found out that there was a comic shop in my town that was carrying the product, and that pretty much history was made there. Me and my girlfriend at the time got into the game pretty heavy. One of my friends, Curtis, A year and a half later, we were both just ridiculously addicted. What is my opinion on spoils and Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG? Yu-Gi-Oh! Here was almost exclusively played by kids, so I never really got into it. It didn't appeal to me. And spoils, I think, was an interesting concept to try to get a Pro Tour TCG. I don't know how it's doing, but I haven't really heard anything of it. They never really offered it at my local shop, so I hope it's doing well for you in your area, and I hope you're on the Spoils Tour making some money, if that's still going on. What's my favorite Street Fighter character? Well, that's probably, obviously, E. Honda, obviously, you know. I mean, when I played that game as a kid, that's the character I like to be good with. Do you hate all movies based off of video games? No. I guess not, but most have been really bad. I'm trying to think if there's any good one. I heard the Resident Evil series is pretty good. Never seen it. The Mario Brothers movie was just flat out awful. Just yeah, I think all of them are bad, aren't they? I don't know if any good ones are off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm forgetting one that I enjoyed, but probably not. I've eaten nothing but low-fat stuff, veggie salads, blah blah blah. Do hour cardio 5 days a week. Will I lose weight? You rule, Boogie. Well, let's see. The key to losing weight is eat less, move more. So if you do not currently do an hour of cardio 5 days a week, and you started doing an hour of cardio 5 days per week, and then you ate a low volume of low-fat stuff, veggie salads, etc., that was specifically low-calorie, then yes, you would, given a long enough of a timeline, lose weight. It may not be a week's worth of work or 2 weeks worth of work that you start seeing a result, but eventually, yes, you will see weight loss. But remember, eat less, move more. That's pretty much the key to losing weight. Do you like the game RuneScape? Again, I've not tried it. What do you think of people that self-diagnose themselves with personality disorders and Asperger's syndrome? I've done a fair amount of self-diagnosis, but I tend to get a psychologist or psychiatrist to back me up. I think I'm also smarter than a lot of people. But I think it's important before you ever claim to have a disorder to talk to somebody and being diagnosed with that order, or at least have a doctor or a medical professional confirm your position. A lot of people claim to have Asperger's syndrome that I don't know if they have it or not. It's certainly a syndrome that's easily reproduced and could be faked. Other personality disorders as well. So I mean, I don't judge anybody, so I'm not going to judge anybody else. And I'm guilty of it myself, figuring out, through studying psychology and studying things, and figuring out what my personal disorders are. But then again, I've also been through psychotherapy and been diagnosed. So I don't know. 2 tips, really, dude. Look at the camera, okay? Put a shirt on. It's real gross. This is for you, dude. This is for you, right here, shirtless. I don't give a shit what your opinion is. You don't want my shirt on, don't watch the videos where I don't have a shirt on. Simple. Some people do like it. Some people like to scream about it, and that's fine. I like attention, positive and negative. Doesn't really matter to me. Just a couple of questions. My favorite superhero? Always been a big Spider-Man fan. Favorite foreign film? Does The Professional count? I know that's got another version name. I think that's a French film. A really fantastic film. It's the first one that comes to mind anyway. What was your school life like in terms of social status grades? Let's see. I've talked about my social status. I didn't talk about grades, though. When it came to grades, I did very poorly. I'm not an audio learner. I can't learn from somebody telling me something, or I can't learn from somebody explaining something to me, and certainly lectures are far from useful. So what I would tend to do is I would read my textbook, and then I would take tests based on what I got out of the textbook. Sometimes it wasn't everything, but due to my home life, doing homework was very difficult at best. So I often got bad grades, basically. I wasn't very challenged at school, and it wasn't that lack of the capacity to grasp the material, and certainly some of the pieces that I had that were more challenging for me. AP English, all my AP courses I made A's in, which is weird that I would take AP courses, make all A's because they were challenging, and then do bad in the remedial stuff, but that was the case. Overall, I graduated without honors, but I graduated, with a governor's seal, so I guess that's all right. Lastly, I want to ask in all seriousness, what is love, or at least your opinion of what love is? I've actually answered this in a previous question, but I'll try to answer it again. Here, I think love has a lot to do with sacrifice. I think we're all self-centered creatures and self-centered animals, and we think of ourselves first. I think when you love somebody, you have a strong emotional attachment to that person that would make you consider sacrificing things for yourself for a greater gain, a greater good for that person as well as yourself. Obviously, benefiting someone you love also benefits you for the most part. So I think it's still a self-centered act, but I think love is a strong emotional attachment that invites somebody to be able to take advantage of you, unfortunately. Full tier 8 armor or $30. I actually have almost full tier 8 armor, so I'll take the $30 so I can earn the last two pieces myself. Funny but serious questions. How do you think the world will end? Not with a bang, but a whimper, right? Isn't that T.S. Eliot, I think? No, how will the world end? Well, I don't think this rock, the rock that we live on, will eventually fall into the sun. So that's how the planet Earth will end. How will life on Earth end? Your guess is as good as mine. How will the human race end? Probably will destroy ourselves. Simple question. Through one of the many, many weapons that we design. I guess there's always the remote chance that a meteor hit us or something like that, but otherwise, yeah, I think we'll eventually destroy ourselves. And then eventually the rock that we live on will fall into the sun due to gravitational pull in orbit. So there you are. Would you prefer to live in a city under the ocean or in a space station? I want to go to space, so let's go to the space station. Both would be probably pretty cramped though. So which one has internet? Do you think we will ever actually make any realistic progress to colonizing other planets? If we manage to not destroy ourselves, and if we manage to unite the planet a little better than we already have, start focusing on material bullshit needs and start focusing for the greater good. I think eventually if we ever start seeing the greater good rather than our own materialistic needs, there's a chance. And I know that probably makes me sound a little communistic. I don't think there's anything wrong with being materialistic. I don't think there's anything wrong with capitalism. I support these things and I think they're beautiful. And I think we have the freedom to do what we want. And right now what we want to do is self-gain and self-masturbation, really, is what it comes down to. But eventually the human race may decide that the greater good is more important. And the technology's there, the capacity's there. I think it's very, very possible that we could at least colonize Mars, and who knows from there. What sounds cooler, Star Trek Online or Star Wars: The Old Republic Online? How about both sound like they'll be crappy games that don't get finished before they're released and fail? Because that's what all MMOs do. None have the playability or the polish of World of Warcraft, which is why I play that game mostly. I love you, man. Tons of people do, and apparently so does God. So live long and prosper, and may the Force be with me. All right, glad to hear from you, my Jedi friend. If just for you, for the record, if I had to choose between Star Trek Online or Star Wars: The Old Republic Online, I would probably choose Star Wars Online. Star Trek Online just seems so fucking lame, and I do enjoy the Star Trek, like the latest movie at least, and I enjoyed Next Generation when it was on the TV, but how can you have a quest in Star Trek? How can you do that? Like, we need you to go down to this planet and I teleported and got whatever the fuck it is you wanted, sir. Simple. I mean, how is there even a quest? I don't even understand. And Star Wars sounds interesting, if they do it right. I played Star Wars Galaxies when it first came out. I was a big Sony Online Entertainment fanboy at the time. Still kind of am. Didn't care for it, though. But if I had to choose between the two, I'd choose Star Wars. So, how do really fat people wipe their assholes? Well, and then a couple of other people want to ask. Well, I'm not going to show you exactly a diagram, but what I do, and I'm probably as big as they come, anyone bigger than me I'm certain would have to use a stick or something, but what I do is I sit down on the toilet, I use the toilet, then I stand up, I take a handful of tissue paper, I reach behind me, I wipe my ass, I drop into the toilet, I repeat the process. So I guess the difference between me and you is that I stand up to do it, but really, besides that, I don't have any other problem. But I guess if you ever reached big enough of a size, you'd probably use a stick. I've heard of people doing that on online fat, pro fat forums. I've also heard of some people that would time going to the bathroom doing number 2 with their shower time, so they would use like a spray nozzle to wash their back ends rather than wipe. So I guess also that. Gross question, but somebody asked, I'm going to answer it. Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z, and did you like it? I never watched it, unfortunately. And I heard the movie was also just absolutely terrible. If I were an apple, what would I do? I would fight off worms for as long as I could. If you were a watermelon, what would I do? Grow on the ground and be delicious. What do the whistle whistle tips go? Do they go woo woo? Isn't that right? Or something like that? They go woo. I can't remember. It's a meme reference. He says, "Say what, they go or die." Old fag. Yeah, I don't even. So, do you believe the saying, "Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer"? I don't believe in keeping friends close right now, actually, to be honest with you. I'm very, 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 very selective. And most of my enemies I just don't want to be around because, I mean, it takes a very, I wouldn't really say I have an enemy in this world, but if I did, there are a handful of people that are on my shit list that I just don't really want to be around, and I guess they're the closest enemies as you can. And the idea of enduring those people for any longer than I have to sounds nightmarish. Have you ever considered shaving all of your facial hair off? Boogie with a clean shave would be sexy. I have done that, actually. You can see it in a video. I don't like the shape of my chin, and I certainly don't like my double chin, so that's why I wear the goat. But it's out there if you check my channel. In your opinion, what personality and physical traits could make up the most annoying person in the world? Well, first off, he'd have to have an unusual voice. Probably pretty nasally. And, I don't know, man, personality-wise, they'd have to talk, even when there's nothing interesting to say. They'd have to have no comedic timing. They'd have to, I don't know, man. I could name 5 or 6 people, and if you knew them, we could just lump those people together and make one monstrous nightmare of a person. But, yeah, I know, annoying. But I definitely want them to talk something like this. What do you think of the Planet X killing us all in 2012? Do you think it's true? I don't know that Planet X is going to do anything in 2012. And I know that they predict 2012 is the year that the world ends because of the stupid Mayan calendar. But it's all BS. It's all debunked. It's silly. So I don't believe a word of it. The Mayan calendar ends because it's meant to repeat. The same way, that's like saying, well, we're going to die in December because the calendar ends. Well, no, it doesn't. It just repeats. And that's what the Mayan calendar is supposed to do. And it's ended before, from my understanding. So, if I'd eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would you pick? Bacon or sausage? Jesus. I guess it would have to be bacon, because I'm not a big sausage fan. It's way greasier. And if you dry off the bacon, it can be pretty tasty. If I had one wish, what would your wish be for more wishes? I've answered that before. And if I couldn't wish for more wishes, I'd wish for someone else to have wishes. I wish for everyone else in the world to have a wish. That'd be pretty cool. And hopefully someone will wish for me to have a wish, and then we would repeat the cycle. And if there's no abusing or hacking of the wish system, then I would wish that just the world was no longer a miserable fucking place, Wish no one ever had to suffer on this planet again. And hopefully that would include me, but if it didn't, that'd be fine. Would you have sex with your dad for a whole bunch of money? My dad's dead, so my dad wouldn't even actually mind. It would just be having sex with a lump of rotting meat. And sure, whatever, for that kind of money. Whatever. It's not like I'm, would you, like if you had the capacity to resurrect my dad and then I had to have sex with my living dad, would I do it for that kind of money? That's a lot of money. So, yeah, I'm sure my dad could work it out. And how much sex are we talking about, really? It's a weird question. But, sure, whatever. I'll screw anything for that kind of money. I'll even screw your mom, and that's much worse than my dad. Hey. If you had to listen to the same song in a plain white room where you were trapped for all eternity, what song would you listen to? Pick one that would probably make you go less crazy. Certainly something by Beethoven. Something soft and simple. Trying to think. Well, certainly piano, certainly soft, certainly quiet. Probably nothing you'd recognize. I'm blanking on a name right now. Why does diabetes suck so much? Because you can't eat what you want, and eating is a visceral pleasure. It's an immediate pleasure, and it's a very pleasurable experience because our brain tells us it needs to be. So, diabetes limits your capacity to do that, and since you can't do that, it sucks. Also, it kills you. if you're not good about it. And also, it sometimes kills you anyway. So yeah, life-threatening illnesses suck. I mean, I know there's plenty of people who live their entire life without the diabetes, long enough to have cancer or a heart attack, so certainly. But yeah, people like to eat what they want, and so when you can't do that, people get pissed off. I'm not being rude, but have you ever tried a diet? I'm on one now. I've seen you were talking about gastric bypass. Why did you just cut the carbs? The Atkins diet did it for me. I've done Atkins diet once. I lost 75 pounds on it. Ultimately, it gave me an anal fissure, actually eating like that, and took 3 years to heal. You can Wikipedia that. I won't go into the details to gross you out. But every time I shit for the next 3 years, I shit blood. Well, I guess I did go into the details to gross you out. But it's an expensive diet. It's an annoying diet. You get carb starved. Going into ketosis is a nightmare. I'm trying to do it the other way around right now. What is my dream job? To do what I'm doing right now forever for money, for a living, and get rich doing it. That would be great. That'd be an amazing dream job. If it wasn't this, if it was a more professional thing, I'd like to be king of the world. If I can't be king of the world, how about something like video game designer? How cliche is that? 40 to 60, where should I train? Dwarf Warrior. I love you, Boogie. Well, I'm a Dwarf Warrior too, you guys know that. And I hope your spec protection, because it's easy as leveling spec now. I really think you'll enjoy it, especially in the 40 to 60 range. If you haven't tried specking that way, you should look into it. Get the best shield you can, get the best sword you can, and some one-handed sword. Spec up. There's some good specking guides. Level 40 to 60, burnings, it depends on if you're Alliance or Horde, of course, too, but I really enjoyed burning steps during that leveling area. I enjoyed that whole area. Of course, there's Stranglethorn Vale. There's plenty of places out there. But definitely do the burning steps eventually as soon as you can. It's one of my favorite zones. In relation to video about the poem, do I have any regrets for the life I've lived? Yeah, don't we all? I mean, I wish I'd done more. I just wish I'd done more of everything. I wish I loved more and been with people more and spent more time and took more risks and done more of everything. But I think everybody feels that way. And do I regret anything I've done? The things I did made me who I am today, and I like who I am today, so it's hard to regret that. People you never told that I loved. Nope. I've always been pretty open about it. Things I never did. There are a lot of things I never did, but none that I truly regret. Would you start your life over from the beginning if you could? No. First 18 years of my life were nightmares. I would never. If I could start over from 18 again, sure, but I wouldn't live in that. I couldn't do that again. I couldn't. Well, I've talked about it before, but it was tough. It was hard. I don't want to do it again. What would I change? I might have run away when I was 12 if I could have. My sister didn't work. It didn't work out so well for her, but I would have thought about it. How many Cheetos could the Cheetos cheetah eat? If Cheetos cheetah could eat Cheetos, he can eat Cheetos, and he eats several. And I think he's eaten like 1,000. And I don't know why he's not fat, because I think tigers can eat all they want. I want to be a tiger or a cheetah. I guess he's a cheetah. Shut up. Are you really a superhero secretly? Yes, I am the mighty Fat Man. I like a wrecking ball. If so, do you have the ability to fart out lightning? No, but I have the ability to be bulletproof and reflect bullets back at people. And I can also eat just about anything. And I float really well. Also, can you please sing the Fat Man Blues? Nobody leaves here without singing the blues. I don't know the Fat Man Blues, and I'm not sure if that's a reference to a movie or film or an internet meme. But let me try to sing a couple of choruses of the Fat Man Blues. Oh yeah, I'm fat. I sit on my cat. I don't know. Is that kind of blues? Is that it's my harmonica? Is that a good harmonica? I used to do it when I was a kid. I haven't done it in a while. Would you have sex with a goat for, I think that's $10 million, or maybe that's $1 million, and you got to fuck it and kill it, Athena or me, and I am a guy. Okay, I don't know what that means, but $1 million is a lot of money, so sure. I could do a lot of good with a lot of money. Are you a V? Are you a C? I don't know what a V is. If you were on death row, what would be your last meal? I think I'd be worried about more grandiose things than my last meal at that point. What would World of Warcraft be without Taurus? Those bull grass people. You mean Tauren, I guess. Are they Tauren? Yeah, anyway, it would be... it wouldn't affect me very much. I'd have smaller targets on the the horde side when I were killing them. If I offered a pineapple clock, would I take it, and why? I don't know what a pineapple clock is other than a free clock. And if it's just a free clock, sure. If that's like a gay insignia, no. But hey, clocks are cool. So hey, I've been looking here on YouTube and I've seen some pretty amazing mods for some games. I want to know what's your opinion about modifying a game, because some people are like religiously against it. Also, do you like mods? What are ones that you use? I use several add-ons for World of Warcraft. Most of your basic raider add-ons. I've experimented with Gatherer and stuff like that. So I think that's great. But that game is really made for it. If it's a game that doesn't need them, I'm trying to think of what mods I played. I played with some Oblivion mods. I played recently with a Fallout 3 mod. Yeah, I think it adds life to a game that you really care about. Adds more content, so why not? Sure. I remember the very first mod I ever played was a full convert of Doom 2 to Aliens. Like Alien the movie. Where you fight the alien. It was a conversion to that, and it was actually a lot of fun. So sure, why not? What made you start playing World of Warcraft? Well, I played EverQuest for 6-7 years, and I got into the World of Warcraft beta, and I tried it. And I was interested in it, and then I got a retail account, and I started playing there. And I didn't really play very much for the first 4 or 5 years of the game, I guess, or however long it's been. But then about a year ago, I had my heart broke, and I decided that maybe I would be better off if I stuck my head in a virtual world for a little while. And a year later, I haven't really pulled it out too terribly much. Just a couple of days a week to do, hang out with friends and stuff. What's your favorite instance in World of Warcraft? You've covered it. Would you rather have a little AV Blood Elf Mage or a Blood Elf Pally? I choose Pally, by the way. I'd be interested in Pally just because of dual spec, and having the option of being able to tank, or being able to DPS, or being able to heal. But I'd probably choose the Pally mostly because I like the tank. Is it just me, or is Blood the best Death Knight talent tree? I can hit twice than what I can using Unholy. Blood seems really good, but my favorite Death Knight, the server I'm on, whose name I almost accidentally said, but he knows who he is. Hi, Tim. He, I think, has actually a Frost spec, and he's the best DPS DK in our guild. So certainly, I think Frost has got to be decent as well. But Blood is great for leveling. Hard and pointlessly boring question. What do you think if Obama? Sure, why not? Also, Tuesday. What is your stance on Bukake? I think it's disgusting. I don't want it done to me, and I don't want to be in a room and watch what's happening to somebody else, nor do I wish to watch it. Because where I'm not uncomfortable with my own substances, I don't necessarily want to be around another guy's substances. You probably get this a lot in the next 5 or 10 years. What is one thing you would like to accomplish, some goals that take time to achieve? I'd like to lose some weight and be a little healthier. Doesn't necessarily mean skinny, but I would like to be healthier. I'd like to live 5 to 10 more years. That's definitely a goal. And during that 5 to 10 years, I'd like to become a little more famous on the YouTubes and elsewhere. What is your motivation to make videos like you do? Does it just come naturally, or is there something that inspires you to make them? Well, each individual video, there has to be an inspiration for whatever reason. I'm always intrigued and interested in getting out there and letting people meet me and see me and give me positive feedback or negative feedback, whatever kind of feedback. I really genuinely love just hearing what other people have to say. And then, of course, there's the motivation of wanting to help break down some of the boundaries of what people think of fat guys and people my size and people with mental illnesses, or people with anything that I can represent, people with the kind of background that I have, or whatever. I do want people to see me and think, well, that guy's fat and stupid, or that guy's interesting to me, or whatever. But I want to impact their lives in whatever way that I can, hopefully in a positive way. A way that makes them feel entertained or excited. So that need is always in me. It's a part of me. And of course, it feeds that need, and that's, I guess, the greatest motivation. Every act of a human being is almost always exclusively to satisfy some need or desire in their body or their brain. So certainly that's what it is. But I like to think there's a grander reason as well, and that's getting out there and being fat positive and being letting people know that not every guy my size is sitting in their home crying their fucking eyes out, and that they can't chase somebody away from YouTube just because they don't like the way they look or whatever. My last question was, would I visit Finland? My new one is, did you visit? If you did visit Finland, what would you do here? Let's see, what's in Finland. I don't know all that much about Finland. I guess I would see the sights, try all the different foods, which would be fantastic. Meet some beautiful Finland women, see what they think of fat Americans. I bet that's probably not great, but I'd still be interested. Certainly, I don't know what the old, whatever your more famous landmarks are. I'd certainly like to see them. Um, what are some good things to do in Finland? Why don't you answer the question for me? Maybe if I do come to Finland, we'll do them together. Let's see. What is your opinion on the shitty Twilight series? I've not watched it, and I don't know anything about it. And, I like to make fun of it like everybody else. The truth of the matter is, until I see it, which it's not likely, I can't really truly judge it. But based on the previews alone, I think the concept is silly. It's basically taking something as interesting as the vampire monster, dumbing it down to kids. And when I do mean kids, I know it's the tween market and the teenager market, and I know some adult females enjoy it too, but really, it's just a bastardization of an existing concept to appeal to some of the base needs of the female psyche, and that's fine. Whatever's marketing, it's just bullshit marketing is what it comes down to. And if people get off on sparkly vampires, if that leaves snail trails in theater seats, if people see the movie 4 or 5 times again, and people enjoy it, then let them enjoy it. But for my personal opinion, it's not something I'm likely to ever see or want to see. And I think the idea of a sparkly vampire is a little upsetting to me, because I like the idea of a vampire. I like the idea of a monster, and I don't want to see him dumbed down, but hey, she's making money and it's making people happy. I can't argue with that. What type of music do I like? I like a little bit of everything. Of course, it's been asked before. I like a little bit of everything. Every genre of music I'm interested in. I mostly judge music based on lyrics rather than sound, but sound is an important part of it too. Do I speak any languages other than American? I speak just a small amount of French. For those of you who do speak French, tell me what I'm saying, because I don't even know anymore. But je suis Etienne. Comment allez-vous? Ça va for me. Vous donnez-moi tête, s'il vous plaît. Vous merde est un malade chien. I don't know. I don't know if any of that makes any sense. Oh, somebody's 1 second recording the hour-long Q&A video. So hi to Defy the Limits 2. If you're watching this, this is the moment in the video that you messaged me, and I had to blow you off. I apologize for that. Do you speak? Let's see. Do you feel like you are wasting your life away playing Warcraft? I know I do. Well, I only play a few hours a week. About an hour a day, 2 or 3 hours on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to raid. So I don't really think this is wasting a lot of time. It's 10 hours a week for a hobby, and what else, am I going to do? Everybody needs a hobby, and 10 hours a week's not that bad. If you're playing 20, 30, 40 hours a week, surely you're probably wasting a fair chunk of your life away. I'm not going to argue with that. But, as long as you're diversifying your life, you're taking care of your job, you're taking care of your family, you're taking care of your loved ones, and you're taking care of yourself, then, who's arguing with you? But you always remember that Warcraft is a pointless activity. It's mental masturbation. It feels important, and that's why it's such a good game. It feels like you're really doing something, but you're not. Unless you play the game for the social aspect, which is what I do. I play it to hang out with my friends and to have a good time, and to help this group of people succeed into something that we all want to succeed in. And that's important to me. I love my guild master. I love the people in my guild. I think they're absolutely fantastic. And I like being on vent with them. I like chatting with them. And I hope they feel the same way about me. So if you're doing that, if it's a social outlet for you, you're not wasting your life. You're actually experimenting a little bit. And sure, it would be better, if you have a girlfriend online, to try to get a girlfriend in real life, or at least go meet the one you have online. Or if you have no friends in real life and all your friends are online, it would be nice to have a friend that you can go hang out with, So, don't exclusively do that, but sure, it's not a complete waste. It's fun. Everybody needs to masturbate. It's a natural need, even if it is mental masturbation. Sorry if it's already been asked. If you could have one selfish wish, that no world peace, this wish would only be to benefit me, what would it be? I've answered this question before. actually, a little bit. But if it were only allowed to benefit me, then I would probably want to be optionally immortal. I could live as long as I wanted to, forever and ever and ever, if I wanted. So yeah, optional immortality would be it. And I want the option of death when I'm ready to die. The person on my AOL wants me to say that how awesome they are. So, you're all right, I think. I don't know. But yes, one selfish wish would be optional immortality. I don't want to be stuck here, so I want to be able to die when I'm ready. Do I have any guns? Nope, no interest. I'm mentally unstable enough where I don't think having a gun's a good idea. If you can have any gun in the world, what would it be? Something that blew shit up real good. Something that was fun to shoot, and it's fun to go out and to a shooting range and blow crap up. That would be what I would want. Something, the bigger the explosion, better. So probably the largest gun within legal limits that's fun and safe to use. What's my view on gun control? I think it's got its place. That I think, in America we have no gun, less gun control laws than other countries. Canada, you can't have a handgun or whatever, I guess, and England, that kind of thing. I think it's interesting, but those, criminals are always going to have guns, so I think it's important to let non-criminals have guns as well. How successfully academically were you at school? I've answered the question. How's it affected my adulthood? It didn't affect me at all. I dropped out of school. I dropped out of college my third year to create my own online business and ran it for successfully for 15 years. So, and my grades in school had nothing to do with any of that. Hey Boogie, what was going to post? Was going to post a video question, decided against it. Well, that's a shame. I would like to have watched it. I'm fat every morning when I wake up too, and I honestly don't mind. Do you? I would like to be healthier, and I'd like to be more comfortable in my body. I wish there wasn't pain and other things associated with it. But, it's the body I have, so I'm happy to have it. People assume we are so unhappy being fat, but I'm not. Well, that's great, man. I'm glad you're not. I'm not unhappy, I have a body. I'm glad to have a body, so I guess I'm happy being fat. I was just curious if you felt the same. I mean, if I could move easier and be healthier without having to change who I am, I'd probably do that, but I like food too much. I understand, man. Trust me, I really do, and I love food. So I'm with you. Would you die a virgin if it meant you could live till you were 100 years old in good health? Well, I'm not a virgin. I haven't been since I was 15. But if I was still a virgin, sure. If I'd made it 34 years, I could probably make it the next 100. Can I still masturbate? And watch porn, I guess. And can I still fool around? Can I get to third base, Let's see, I don't have a question, but could you say happy birthday to my friend Melissa? Happy birthday, dear Melissa. Hey, I think that's copyrighted. I can't finish that song. But, what do I think of the 13-second ghost? I think that kid is awesome. If you guys don't know, recently this website that I visit all the time called Eat Something Awful .ebombs. Yeah, that's right. Recently discovered this guy named YouTuber named Simfuckus. I know that sounds dirty, but that was actually his name. And he's this kid with progeria. And not only does he have progeria, but then he's also kind of a douchebag. He's like, I don't think all juggalos are douchebags by any definition, but he's like a juggalo, and he's like kind of a black acting white guy, kind of into that whole African-centric culture, rap culture, that kind of thing. And so he kind of, I don't know, it's really interesting. The kid has got progeria, so you kind of want to, so he's interesting to see and interesting to look at, and plus he's brave enough to be on YouTube, so I think that's awesome, and then at the same time, he's also kind of like a douche, so like if he looked like every other person in the world, I'd still be like, this guy's kind of a douche, I don't want to watch his channel, I'd just walk away, but since he has progeria, I guess, maybe I treat him a little different because he's more interesting to me, I'm not judging it, and it's not a negative thing, but, and so if you haven't seen it, look up the term 13-second ghost on YouTube. It's a really cool video. The kid's really funny. It's easy to judge him, I guess. It's just as easy to judge me, and I don't want to. I think he's interesting. I think he's cool. I wish he hadn't closed his account. But at least people have archived his videos, so they're out there. What do you think of Disney today and before, and which do you like better? Do you mean the theme parks, or do you mean the the way they make movies. I like the movies they've made recently. I actually went and saw Up this weekend. I love the fact that they bought Pixar and they put out some really interesting Pixar movies, and I like the 3D stuff. I don't like the whole tie-in of the Jonas Brothers and stuff. I think that's interesting the way they market that stuff to kids, and I wish they marketed more wholesome stuff to kids. I know how that sounds, but I don't know. They're a corporation, so whatever. I mean, I like ABC and I like the shows that are on ABC, that's owned by Disney, so I guess I have to like them. Yeah, certainly they're bad. They're a corporation, and most corporations are bad, self-centered, and they do negative things. So there's just among them. The Walt Disney back in the day. I don't know much about it, but it seemed like a good group of people and with good ideas. Let's see. DMA 91 wants me to know you are fat. Well, duh, you moron. Any other observations? Water is wet, the sky is blue, up is up and down is down. What do you want to hear, man? What impact has E3 had on you this year? I have not paid a bit of attention. I heard that they announced that StarCraft 2 could be out by the end of the year, or StarCraft 2. That's exciting, but I haven't really paid very much attention. And one of the reasons is because, waiting on a game drives me fucking nuts, man. It kills me. I don't want to know any more about a game than I know till I'm holding it in my freaking hands, and I can play it. It drives me nuts waiting on games like StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3, man. I'm so tired of waiting already. So I haven't paid a lot of attention. Why don't you fill me in, man? Post in the comments below. Let me know. Left-handed, right-handed. I am left-handed, though they tried to teach me to write right-handed for the first 2 years of my life, and I couldn't do it. And my handwriting was atrocious, and I failed it or whatever. And eventually I picked up the pen with my left hand, and now I write about as well as my left hand, untrained as I do with my right hand. But when I was a teenager, my parents bought me a computer, and I typed pretty much everything since then. Am I scared of girls? Anytime I talk to one, something embarrassing happens. Well, I think, if I'm interested in a girl, sure, I'm nervous around them, but otherwise it's just another person, I'm not really scared of girls, but if I'm really interested in her, I get nervous, if it's the kind of girl that I think I could go out with, you get that feeling in your chest, it's such a great feeling, though, it's not a bad one, and it makes me want to go talk to the girl even more, personally, because, I know something important and exciting is happening to me biologically and mentally, and it's exciting. Even if I get shot down, which, obviously happens probably more than it does for you guys, and it all happens for all of us, quite a high percentage, I think it's exhilarating, so it's something I encourage you to do. Let's see, last time I accidentally spit in her face when I was talking. Well, that kind of thing happens, man, Nothing to be embarrassed about. Is getting a girlfriend worth all the trouble, or should I just ride out high school single like I planned? Okay, I want to give you some real advice. Once you've seen this section of the video, I want you to post below. Because here's some true, honest-to-God advice. Man, don't search for a girlfriend. Meet girls, talk to guys, talk to people. Meet friends, make friends, meet their friends, meet the friends of friends. And go on about your life. And don't get into your mind, I know this is going to sound like all Chris-trony, but don't get into your mind you're on some crazy love quest. When you find a girl that you're interested in, and the girl's interested in you, it's going to happen naturally, man. That's how it's supposed to happen for everybody in high school, And if you're comfortable around women, and you make female friends, and you hang out with the girlfriends of the friends you make, and that kind of thing, eventually it'll just come naturally, man. But don't give up. That's what's important. Try, meet girls, and when you find one you're interested in, talk to her, and do it again and again and again, and each time you do, think of it as practicing anything. You learn a skill, you learn the social skills, you become better at it, and if you don't do that, you never learn the skills, and then you're stuck fucking my ex-girlfriend. You know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, dude. But anyway, that's seriously. So that's my answer. Is you got to try, keep trying, and the more you try, the better you'll get at it, and eventually you'll be just comfortable around people as anything else. It's how it worked for me. It's how it should work for you. And like I said, sure, I walk up to. Well, I haven't really in the past year. I haven't even bothered, but the past 5-6 years, meeting girls on MySpace or Facebook or anywhere else online, or talking to them. It's just another person. You know, the fact that we're sexually compatible doesn't really change a lot of things. And I think women want to be treated that way at first. You know, I know they wanted to be treated special once, you know, things go so far, but women just want to be treated like people, I think. If that's wrong, tell me, ladies. Shockwave products, yeah, Shockwave products, yeah, responds by saying, get one, that's for me, they can do a whole lot of good, and that's my opinion, mate. Sure, yeah, I agree. Who would you rather do? Michael Jackson's sister right after a nose job, or so her face is swollen, or the Queen of England, but in 10 years' time? I'd rather do Janet Jackson. I actually grew up having a thing for Janet Jackson. I like ethnically diverse women. And if it would take her to have a nose job to screw me, that's fine. Do I visit any of the Chan sites? I've never even heard of a Chan or Chan or Chan site. And listen, man, before you ask me about Chan sites, I think you should remember rules 1 and 2, new fact. If you could be any cartoon character, which would I be and why? I'd like to be Bugs Bunny because a couple of chicks I knew had crushes on Bugs Bunny. Actually, or I'd be Garfield. It'd be cool to be Garfield, man, eating lasagna all the time, hating Mondays. Sure, why not? Let's see. If you could go to any country in the world for any reason and it was free, where would I go and why? I would go to, and it's free and it's safe, I'd go to Africa. You know, I guess it would be kind of cool to see all the diverse wildlife. That'd be really cool. I'd love to see the Galapagos Islands, man. That would be amazing, too, while we're talking about diverse wildlife. I'd like to go to Canada for the free health care. It'd be pretty damn nice. I wouldn't mind going to, let's hit Amsterdam. No, I'm just kidding. I'd like to go to Russia just to see what Moscow looks like these days. I hear it's a real party town. And if it was free, man, you could imagine the money you could spend. Hell, if it was free, I'd just like to go to Vegas. That'd be awesome. I would like to go to Paris. That would be amazing. Yeah. Also, so that I don't feel like I'm leaving you on a very... Oh, no, I skipped the question here. Oh, no, I guess you forgot this. Let's see. So that I don't feel like I'm leaving you on a very morbid note, would you perhaps an album that I could potentially be a part of if I sent you an excerpt of it in the near future? I don't know what that question means, so you need to email me to update me, because I have no clue. If you could be a girl for a day, would you do it and why? Would I be a fat girl, or would I be a skinny girl? And I wouldn't want to have sex with a guy, but I would go to a lesbian club, regardless. That would be kind of hot. Just to see how the inner workings were. But sure, why not? You know, any new experiences is a good experience. I got an interesting question for you, Boogie. My girl and me have been going out for 2 months now. She's already talking about sex and going a lot further. I don't want to sound like a pussy, but I'm also only 14. So I want to know if doing sexual things to her, I'm not going to repeat that, would be far enough, because I don't honestly think if I want to have sex with her yet, maybe another month. All right. Thanks, man. Dude, well, you know, I mean, you're 14 years old. That's pretty early age, but of course it's only a year earlier than my first experience with going all the way. Yeah, dude, it's your body and you do whatever you want, and don't let peer pressure give into you, you know. But I will tell you that after the first time you do it, it becomes a lot more enjoyable and a lot more interesting. But be safe, man, you know, and wait as long as you feel as comfortable waiting. I'd say that to anybody on the planet. You know, it's an experience you're almost guaranteed to have at some point in your life. If you got a girlfriend now at 14, you'll probably never do without one in the entirety of your life. So, you know, no pressure, man. Keep doing what you're doing and have a good time. And whenever you're ready, you're ready. And if she's not ready when you're ready, then you have to wait. You know, and if she moves on, then you'll find a girl who's interested in your needs. You know, do what feels good and what feels right and what feels comfortable to you. And for more than anything, you know, if you're not going to, you know, perform abstinence, you know, if you have to have sex, please be safe. You don't have a kid at 14, trust me. So just be careful. How much is my weight? in pounds or kilograms. I don't know how many kilograms, but I weighed in this morning at 538 pounds, which is a lot. Google tells me, let's see, a little math, 538 in kilograms. Okay, I guess Google will not tell me. Google is failing me. But yeah, 538 pounds. I think maybe that says 248 kilograms, 245 kilograms. A lot. Sorry if this has been asked before. Yeah, well, it's different almost every time somebody asks. So, what games do I have on Steam? I only currently have Left 4 Dead, and I haven't been playing a lot of it. Got any good game suggestions? Post it below. Do I know about Gary's mod? I'm afraid I don't know what that is. Who is your hero? Who was my hero? Is probably a more appropriate question. Kurt Vonnegut, salute you, my friend. I don't know if you're out there or if there's a way that you'll ever hear this or ever know that I said it, but you shaped my works. You shaped my life. You shaped my mind. You shaped my heart with your words and your inspiring works and the things that you did. God bless you. God love you. I hope, if there is a God, and I don't know how you felt about that or off the top of my head, but I don't think you believed in one. Yeah, you do. Thank you. And if you're not familiar with his books, let me recommend Slaughterhouse 5. That's probably one of the best, most amazing books you'll ever read in your life. You must read it immediately. I don't even know if they teach that book in school anymore, but they should. Last question, in my opinion, who's the better of heroes? Link from Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, or Chrono from Chrono Trigger? I played Chrono Trigger 20 years ago, I think, when it first came out, so I can't immediately say what all I know about Chrono. Link, of course, has always been kind of empty character, if that makes any sense. You know, you're always supposed to project yourself onto Link, so he was a placeholder. Really, he didn't speak a lot and do a lot of stuff. And the few times they've given him a personality, his personality was sucked. But Link to the Past was a great game. Chrono Trigger was a great game. I don't want to have to choose between the two. Well, I had to choose. I guess I would probably choose Chrono because he had more personality than Link does in Link to the Past. So, oh God, but I also love Link. I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, if you made it to the end of the video, congratulations. We have a special prize for you. I'm going to drink from my soda and then spit ice at you. And in addition to that, I want to thank you for staying here, listening, making it to the very end. I think it's probably at least an hour long, probably longer. It'll take 2 hours to upload to YouTube, and I don't care, man. I appreciate it. This ends issue number 6. These seem to be very popular. You guys love listening to them. You love asking questions. I love answering them. We'll keep doing it. I don't want to copy Ask IJ, Hi Justine, if you ever see this, but I do like her series, which she takes just a handful of questions and makes a shorter little thing. So expect that from me in the future as well. But this is a classic. I love doing this. So thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Thanks for helping me make who I am. Subscribe, comment, rate. I love you. We'll talk to you soon.